Hello, I have Miss Qiava Martinez, the Senior Vice President and Chief Sales Officer for the Las Vegas Raiders. How are you doing, Miss Qiava?
I'm doing wonderful.
That is amazing.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Hey.
So happy you are able to join me here today in Las Vegas in this heat.
It's hot.
Yes, I want to just kick it off with the first question. You having a dad that played in the NFL for over a decade, along with brothers who played and also coaches in the NFL, when did you realize that you also wanted to stay close to the sports world?
Well, you know what? I didn't realize I wanted to stay close to the sports world until the job that I had folded. Lost my job.
Oh, wow.
So before working for the Raiders, I had my own magazine. It was a teen magazine entitled Culture. And it gave some of my youth writers the experiences of going to the BET Awards, NAACP Awards, and doing interviews there. And my backers were in the real estate industry. And once the big recession happened, my magazine folded.
Oh, wow.
So one day I was at home depressed, sad, woe is me, all the above. And one of my brothers, because I have 7 of them, called me up and said, the Sacramento Kings, they're having a career fair. You get your bleep, bleep, bleep up and come down here. And so I ended up going and I met the inside sales manager for the then Oakland Raiders.
Okay.
And we hit it off. And that's how I got into
amazing.
it. And so I've been here with the Raiders since 2008.
Dang, that's been a while. Doesn't even look like it. You look good.
Oh, thank you.
Like you could have told me you just started. And you graduated from the University of California, Berkeley, receiving your master's in business administration. Congrats.
Thank you very much.
How did your experience from college, though, assist you in what you are doing now?
You know what? Honestly, college didn't really prepare me for what I'm doing
I
now.
agree.
I could say the only thing, I shouldn't say the only thing, what college gave me was the will to find out more information on my own, right? How to start a business, started a magazine, all of those things. College helped show me the direction to go in that way. But I was a poli-sci major.
Oh.
I'm not doing anything with what I went to study for. Back then, I was a huge advocate in all of these things. And so I thought I was going to go into law, and look where I am now.
No, I thought that too when I was in high school. I'm like, I love to talk and I thought law was for me, but obviously, as you can see, it was not. But being a Black woman in your field in this male-dominant space, what obstacles have you had to face, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, I think some of the obstacles that I had to face had to definitely deal with me and my insecurities at times, listening to that voice of doubt in my head that you don't deserve to be here, you shouldn't have a seat at the table, being the only one in a room. Those are all things that I had to deal with on my own. And so once I came to myself, there is a quote that I love, and I can't remember who it's by, but it's once she remembered who she was, the game changed. And so once I started to remember who I was, and whose I was,
That part,
then
yes, ma'am.
the game changed for me, and I was able to be more confident in the conversations that I was having, being the only one in the room.
That's amazing. That's amazing. As you mentioned earlier, you began your sports career back in 2008 as a sales representative. How did you just stay just motivated, encouraged, wanting more?
I think it's from my family background. You know, my mom is 75. She'll be 75 in November. She has always been an entrepreneur. She's written at least 5 different books.
Oh, wow.
She has a patent, right? A U.S. patent. She's a go-getter. Now she's in the trucking industry.
Oh, wow.
Bought a
Mom is
couple of
not
trucks.
sitting down, huh?
She's not sitting down. And so by seeing her all these years and seeing my father, that gave me the mentality to keep striving. And people always ask me, why have you been at the Raiders for so long? And it's because I kept striving and I was able to do other things. I created different departments. And so by doing that, it really kept me motivated and interested in what I was doing.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And like you said, you never stopped in wanting more. I know you just recently released a new children's book, Sports Dream. How did your experience basically from being a publisher for Culture Magazine years ago reflect on what you're doing now with this book?
It was definitely helpful because I knew what it took to find an illustrator, to get it published, printing, all of those things. And being that my mom had already published some books and she's on Amazon, that helped me have the roadmap to the things that I needed to do. But Sports Streams is a passion of mine. I actually wrote it during COVID.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, during COVID, it was a dark time. And there was a time in my career where I was like, is this what I really want to do? Do I really want to be here? And my husband and my daughter and my mother and my family, they supported me and encouraged me to write the book.
Oh.
And if you look at the book, my entire family they're in the pages. My daughter, my parents, my siblings, my husband, because I met him at work.
Oh, wow.
So it's a very special book to me.
Okay, and what do you hope to achieve with sports steering?
I hope to achieve is that young Black and brown kids see that there's other opportunities in the sports industry besides just playing on the field.
Yes.
Right? Because if you look at the landscape of sports, people of color in positions, in the C-suite position, it's not many. And so if kids can see that there's other opportunities that I can do, and Qiava did it, Sandra Douglas Morgan has done it, and others have done it, then I can do it too. So that's what I hope to achieve.
And you're achieving it. You're inspiring so many.
Oh, thank you.
You're inspiring so many. How do you balance being a wife, a mother, and your job with the Raiders? How do you balance all of that?
You don't. You just don't. I just had this conversation. You don't balance anything. You prioritize.
Prioritize,
right?
yeah.
I would say earlier in my career, my job was number one, right? Making sure that I got to the place that I wanted to be. But now, as you know, later on in life, my family is my priority. My relationship with God is my priority.
Yes.
And so I have a boss that supports that. I leave at certain times. I leave at 5 o'clock, certain days if I can, because I want to go home and help my daughter with her homework. I want to cook dinner for my husband.
Yes.
I want to put her to bed or take her to swim class, all of those things, and that's important to me. And if there's anything I need to do after the fact when she's asleep, I'll do it. But I think you prioritize, and then you keep moving. One day I may have to stay at work late, and that's okay. But I think trying to balance things stresses me out.
Yeah, it's just prioritize.
It just prioritize.
Yeah, making time for what you need to make time for at that time.
At that time.
Yes. And you've been with the Raiders now for 16 years, going on 17, right?
Yeah.
Going on 17 years. Wow, I was probably 5 when that started. How do you maintain your success and your longevity within such a competitive field?
It's a great question. It's the team that I have. It's not a one-man show. I have such a great team. My vice president of corporate partnerships, my vice president of premium service, my senior director of hospitality and suite service, and then the teams that they manage. It's all because we have such a great culture. And I tell them often, the things that you guys do, it helps me look good.
Yes.
Right? And then one day when you're in this seat, your people can help you look good, right? And it's a team effort. So I really, really attribute all of the success to the team that I have.
That's amazing. It's always a blessing to have a great team because without a team, we can't really accomplish much as we have. Yeah,
that's
for sure. And you mentioned God, so I'm happy you're a firm believer in God because we're nothing without Him.
There's no other way.
Yes, ma'am. So do you have like a mantra, a scripture, or something that you live by?
Yeah. You know, the one that just came to me as you were asking me that question is I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me.
That's my favorite.
There's so many,
yes,
right?
ma'am.
There's so many, and He is my source of strength. You know, have I always been right? No. But I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity to get it right.
Most definitely. I love that one. That one got me through a lot. Because it's like we always want to depend on I. But at the end of the day, God is the reason.
That's right.
He's the source.
He is.
Yes, ma'am. How important is it for you to be a part of the rise of women basically being able to obtain their place within the
Yeah.
sports industry?
It's another great question. I think that it's important, but my goal, and I don't know how to really phrase this one, but for me, you see, my passion is for Black and brown kids. It's the same with women, right? I think that for a long time, Black women have been overlooked in this sports industry. And if I can pull someone else along with me, right?
Right.
That's the motivating factor for me. And it's not just because of skin color, it's because the person is qualified and deserves an opportunity to be in the room. But we
Right.
just haven't had those opportunities.
Right.
And so for seeing women in sports, for me, the motivating factor is how do we get more Black and brown women in a place of leadership?
Yes, and you're truly an inspiration. Like, even though I just met you in February, obviously it was for a reason.
It was for a reason.
It was for a reason. It's just been a
Yeah.
pleasure just watching you via social media from far back, just seeing all that you accomplished.
You're gonna have to help me with social media. I'm not really good at it.
You've been doing pretty good from what I see. You've been doing pretty good, but you're just truly a walking testimony, as you stated, and just a true inspiration. So keep up the great work.
Thank you so much.
For sure. What advice can you give to those with a dream?
Keep dreaming, keep going. Don't listen to the naysayers, because once you speak your dream to people, also be very aware of who you're talking to, because not everyone is for you.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
there's going to be people that are jealous and just want to see you fall and might have those negative comments to give you, but don't listen to it. Block out all the noise. If something is burning down within you to do, that's what you're meant to do.
Yes.
Be the person you are called to be.
I'm getting emotional right now.
Oh,
I don't know why. It was just like,
yeah.
that's a confirmation.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was literally God just used you to tell me that, because times are not easy all the time. But yes, that was really a true confirmation. I'm sorry I'm getting emotional on camera, but thank you for those words.
That's right.
And my last question, what are you most proud of?
Oh, I'm most proud of my daughter, my relationship with my husband, my family. That's what I'm most proud of, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. You know, when I think about memories, am I thinking about work? Is that my core memory, or is it
Right.
the time that I've had to spend with my family members and my
Right.
close friends and those who mean the world to me? That's what I'm most proud of.
Yes, I love that. I love that. That was my last question. Miss Qiava, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit here with me. I truly appreciate it.
Oh, you give me a hug.
Thank you.
You call me anytime.
Thank you.
You call me anytime.
I appreciate that.
Anytime. And
Thank
you keep
you.
going.
Yes,